What's going on, guys, and welcome back for another spoiler review here at Big Gold Belt Media. Today we are talking about Gen V Season 2, Episode 6, which is coming Wednesday, October 8th, only on Prime Video. And this one was titled Cooking Lessons. I got Damien G over here on my left. It's different on the camera. We got Stevie down bottom. One or the other. We got Stevie down bottom. And listen, we're going to give you our honest opinion about what we thought about Episode 6, titled Cooking Lessons. Let's just go get straight into it. Let's go to give us our 1 through 10, like we always do. I'll start with you, Stevie. What would you rate this episode?
Like a 7. It was good. It was filler, but it was good. You know, it was a little bit interesting. So yeah, 7.
What'd you say, Damien?
Save for 1 or 2 spots, I would have ranked this lower, actually. So 5.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you described it pretty well. This is obviously an episode that's like at the top of the roller coaster, like we're about to go down, right? Like we've got more to come. There's 2 episodes left, so we know something's gonna hit the fan.
Setting stuff up.
Yeah, definitely setting stuff up for the next 2 episodes to be super, super exciting, is what we're guessing. So starting off in this episode, we see that as a recap from episode 5, Marie has tapped into her full potential and was able to bring her sister and Annabeth, what is that so hard to say? Annabeth back to life. I guess using not only her powers, but kind of like drawing her power from everyone around her as well. As we saw that everybody in the room also got a nosebleed while she was pulling the molecules back from her sister's neck and putting the blood back into her body so she would come back to life. At this point, everyone is on the run, and now they know, like, all right, we don't have time to consider that Annabeth is alive right now. We don't have time to talk about this. We're trying to escape. We need to get out. And as they start to try to, make their way down the hallway, and they think they know where they're going, we kind of get like a power player that comes into fact that is able to help them get out. And in doing so, we see that Annabeth actually tells them how to get out without knowing where she is in the first place, just the feeling that she has. And also she's able to predict when Sam is going to bust through the wall, basically the backup plan. First of all, I don't even know how Sam figured out how to get there. Did y'all
True.
Like, how did he know to go there to bust them out? I mean, I think,
did she tell him?
No, I think Emma.
But remember, Emma told him about the pill. Yeah, she told him about the plan beforehand.
Right? Okay, yeah.
Oh,
so that makes sense. So I guess maybe because he didn't hear back from her or didn't see her back at school, then he figured
he knew where she was.
Yeah, shit hit the fan. So he was like, all right, well, let me pull up and help them out. So in doing so, Anna tells everyone to back up. He's almost here, and we see Sam bust through the wall, basically making their exit on the side of the building. And they decide to get into a random van on the side, and they somehow this van had the keys, by the way, and they just take off. They're like, we don't care what direction we're going, everybody just pile in so we can put some distance between us,
Canada,
and everybody. Yeah, and they decide, we're gonna go to Canada. And of course Annabeth is freaking out. But let's roll it back a little bit. Were you all surprised to find out that Annabeth is actually a soup? I'll start with you, Damien.
Hella surprised, being that how this whole series started. Her sister hated her guts, and then just having a power of any sort to help them escape. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Everybody's a soup now. So it caught me off guard.
Yeah. How about you, Stevie?
Yeah, it did for me too. It definitely caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that at all, and I want to know why she's a soup, because it's like you had the excuse that Marie was part of this like in vitro program,
right?
And that's why she's a soup. But then why is Annabeth the soup if she's like conceived naturally?
Right.
So
Miracle baby. Right.
Miracle baby.
Yeah.
So it's like, why? What's the story? Did they just give her compound V anyway? Like, curious about that.
Yeah, because it's crazy, because like even later in the episode and before, they tell us about the Odessa program. The Odessa program basically, I guess, injected the V in the embryos while they were in the mother. So a lot of the babies either came out and died, or either just didn't survive the program, except for as we know, Homelander and Marie. And I think it's crazy in this episode, Jordan makes a weird reference between the two of them when we find that out, and was like, your cousin Homelander. And I was like, that's messed up. We're not gonna see Homelander at the cookout. I'm pretty sure of that. But no, I'd be like, all right, get him the biggest plate possible if that's gonna happen. There was a funny little point though when we saw Sam actually enter or bust through the wall and they got in the car, and Sam and Emma have this like weird little like banter between each other. I mean, of course they were in a relationship, which is the weirdest relationship ever. I mean, they were both looking for something to basically crutches, right, for each other. And she makes a reference, was like, yeah, you bust in there like a Kool-Aid man. And he was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, that's funny. I was like,
he really did too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, yo, that's the funniest reference in the show so far, or at least in this episode. So at this point, everybody's trying to figure out where they're gonna go. And as like Damien said, I think they just kind of were like spewing out places to go, and they were saying like, oh, we're gonna go to Canada. And of course that sends Annabeth into a complete freak out moment, because like she's built up her life, I guess, at this point, or either had this shelter life with Aunt Pat that has made her kind of despise her sister in a way, you know, because she even says in this episode that everything bad that's ever happened to me has only happened because Marie was in my life during that time. How do you guys feel about that statement? Like, what do you think Marie is really the cause and blame for the punishment that Annabeth has gone through? I'll start with you, Stevie.
No, I don't think so. No, that seems totally unfair. Wasn't she not even there for half the time? Yeah. She left. So how is she the cause? I mean, I guess like the causing of their parents dying, but it seems like Annabeth had a pretty good life with Aunt Pat. Unless there's something else that's happening that we don't know yet. Maybe that's the reason why she has V. We don't know. But I don't think it's fair to blame her.
Yeah. What do you think, Damien?
I think she is justified, to be quite honest, because psychologically, Annabeth lost everything, right? She lost her parents. She lost her sister, all accounts, right? So she didn't have that nuclear family that it seems like they both wanted, just never got a chance to. So the psychological scar doesn't go away. And yes, as much as it wasn't intentional, Marie was the cause of her downfall. And obviously when you're grieving, you don't know who to blame. So you blame the thing closest to what the root cause was. And in this case, it was Marie, until she probably found out that, oh, my parents were the ones that got her. Oh, my parents gave her V, so it's not really her fault.
Right.
So it's the cycle of grief. And that's how I took it, where she's still grieving, even though, and you can sense it, there's discomfort between the two of them throughout the episode, where Marie wants to talk and Annabeth's like, hell no, or doesn't really have anything to say. And every time they try to have a heart-to-heart, she stonewalls her. So I don't fault her for her feelings.
Yeah. I agree with both of you. Honestly, I feel like it is her fault, but it isn't her fault. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't type situation. Because like, you know, as she says many times in the episode, she was literally just a girl, or not in this episode, but episodes before that, she's just a girl getting her period. And it just happened to this situation just to go way worse than any other average person out there. And I honestly, I want to blame Aunt Pat. I want to blame Aunt Pat. That's what I thought about today, because I'm like, you know what? Aunt Pat had the choice to be like, hey, you know, it's not your sister's fault. She didn't mean to do what she did. But like, there's always been this narrative that like, even with Aunt Pat, that probably stay away from Marie. Marie's not good for you. Marie did this. Marie did that, you know? And if that's the only parent or only parental she has left, who else are you gonna trust? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. F you, Aunt Pat. Hell no. So
the real villain.
Maybe she's the one that gave her V.
I mean, what if Aunt Pat was turning her into a super villain? That would be crazy. I'd be like, oh, you have to fight your sister because she killed your parents. That's an arc. That's an arc right there.
Arc. Yes. Yeah. Ultimate villain arc. I love it.
And now Annabeth has been planted in the circle of the group to basically break it up and destroy it. I'm writing this for y'all. Like they gotta Prime, write it down right now. I'm helping you out. So in doing so, we kind of pan back and we see what Cipher is doing right now, and he's hanging out with Raisin Man at the point, and he's like doing
Raisin Man.
Yeah, Raisin Man. We don't know no names yet, technically, kinda. So we just see Cipher doing physical therapy on Raisin Man, and I mean, Cipher, obviously knows a lot, or he's been around a lot, because like he knows physical therapy. Like how that's just not something you just pick up, you know what I'm saying, on a random moment, just to help somebody out. But in doing so, he gets a phone call from the prison letting him know that Marie escaped, and he specifically tells them that I want Marie back. I don't care about what you do with the rest of them. That basically means that Marie is cream of the crop. He's everything to him, and everybody else around her is basically disposable at this point. And in doing so, he gets pissed off, throws his phone, and just starts smacking the hell out of Raisin. Raisin Man can't
even get the ass beat.
He can't even yell. You just hear, I'm like, damn, he's eating these joints. Like, this is crazy. I'm like, this is not abuse. I don't know what is. All right, so let's go to the next part then, I guess, because after that we kind of see that he matter of fact, there's one part that I forgot to highlight, is that he says something, because he's not only physically abusive to Raisin Man, he's also verbally abusive too. He starts beating him, and he calls him a pink little dumpster baby. And I was like, man, this is. I'm like, I wonder if does Hamish Linklater go off the riff with a lot of this stuff, or do you guys think like that was in the script at this point?
It's probably in the script.
It's probably in the script.
Yeah.
But still, the way he says it, the tone and the cadence and it's almost as if he already knew he was gonna say that before the script was written. Type thing. So
I mean, because he says something else in this episode where he's like, damn, what in the Waffle House brawl happened up in here? And I'm like, damn, I'm like, man, he just got him off. Is this off the top?
But you know what that means, right? That means Waffle House is in the boys' universe.
That's true.
It's canon. It exists.
That's true.
Homeland are gonna fight at Waffle House next week. Watch.
That would be. He would probably be.
It's a bunch of soups fighting.
He'd probably be a Cracker Barrel. Let's be honest.
That is true.
It's probably not called. It's probably called Vot Barrel. Matter of fact, it's probably called something alternate word. Just like we got to see Vot OS, like the Microsoft computer, and it was called Vot OS on the computer. So all right, we're getting off track. Let me go back. So after he finished beating the crap out of the little pink dumpster baby, aka Raisin Man, they somehow end up in this abandoned school. I'm not sure if that was like a VOT school. I didn't see any signage on the outside or not, but they end up in this abandoned school, and they start rummaging through stuff, trying to figure out if they can contact anybody, who they can reach out to, if there are any clothes in the lost and found. Luckily there were. That was very fortunate, I thought. And it's a chance for, I guess, Annabeth and Marie to really have some time where they can kind of talk and really hash out this situation. In doing so, we, like Damien said, we see that there are some moments between Annabeth and Marie that are pretty genuine, I think. And it's something that kind of comes almost in instinct type moment, more so, trying to force the issue, because we sit here and we see Annabeth start having a random panic attack. I guess, everything happening and, her not really ever having to be under any type of stressor like this. And Marie is able to kind of go right over to her and calm her down with breathing techniques so that she can catch her breath again, just like she used to do when she was kids. What did you guys think about that scene, and what did it mean to you about their relationship? I'll start with you, Damien.
It was an olive branch leading to a bridge to hopefully reconciliation. Because, as I said earlier, the stonewalling, the tension, the entire episode up to this point was so thick where you really don't know if she really was going to run out the truck when she said, "Let me out the truck" earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was a very nice bonding moment. Something, again, like I brought up, that they've never really had.
Yeah.
So it might have been the first bonding moment the two sisters have ever had. So in reality, that probably was something touching to the both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you think about it, Stevie?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
The way you say it, you liked it. You're so nice, Stevie.
I am. I do like it because, okay, speaking of someone that has panic attacks sometimes, like, it's good to have somebody that's there to help you calm you down. And I do think it was a nice bonding moment for both of them to have. And especially since, like, I feel like you can see, especially later in the episode, like, her remembering parts of her sister that were good.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I like that about that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. It was definitely like, I guess for Annabeth, it was like a flicker of light. You know what I'm saying? Like, all she could see is darkness when she saw her sister, because what's happened in the past 24 hours has been pretty tough. So for her, she's like, what are we back at this? Like, this is all my life is going to be. And then she remembers a moment like that from her childhood. She's like, oh, you are a good person, you know? Without really saying as much words. So while they are trying to contact the outside world and figure out who they can talk to, Emma finds the computer, which is VOT OS, and Sam's nosy ass is sitting here like, oh man, yeah, like, let's go contact somebody. And she logs into her Instagram because in her head, I mean, think about it, this generation remembering phone numbers.
Yeah.
She couldn't remember one phone number of someone she knew. And I was like, oh my God, that's like if I took my cell phone away from my daughter and was like, call me, I would never get a call. She was like, I don't know what your number is, I'll be honest with you. And then that kind
of us now.
Yeah. I think I remember my parents' house phone number, but that's it. Like, I don't remember many numbers myself anyway, too. But in doing so, Sam kind of like catches herself being nosy and kind of out of pocket, and looks at her DMs and sees that a guy named Greg was messaging her. And we know Greg. Greg is he's the bulkier Sam, okay?
Yeah, basically.
He's Swole Sam. That's what we're gonna call him now. And he's like, is Greg nice? We should message Greg. We should tell Greg come. I'm like, you trying to size Greg up? I was like, one, I don't think he knows Greg can fly, and Greg could probably beat his ass. So I'm like, you gotta calm down, Sam. You're gonna get hurt, brother. More than
a little
one
bit,
way.
just to calm down a little bit, Sam.
Just a little bit. So in doing so, everyone through this episode has been telling Marie, just like all of the superiors and everyone else, that she is different, right? She is the golden child. She is the one that Cipher wants, and she's the see all be all. Why do you guys think she has such a problem with admitting that she's better than everyone else? Or why does she have this imposter syndrome where she feels like there's nothing special about her when everything has been pointing to that she's different than everyone else? I'll start with you, Stevie.
I just think she was always taught to believe that she wasn't as special. Like, she's done this horrible thing by killing her parents, and then she's stuck in this. I guess she was. I don't remember the first season of Gen V. Where was she put in at the beginning? Like, why was she gone?
It's like a small school. I think it was like a small school just for soups, but it was like before you get ready to go to
like a soup middle school, high school hybrid thing.
Yeah. Okay, and also I remember in the beginning of season 1 where she was always trying to prove herself to get into God U. Like, and I think so too. So I feel like she's always have been told maybe she wasn't good enough. And now I feel like they're exploring that she is possibly one of the most powerful. She is one of the most powerful suits out there.
Yeah. What do you think, Damien?
For the entirety of this series, she has been made to believe that she is evil, the devil, the worst human being known to ever existed. And when we get to this season, the one person who gave her positive reinforcement was Cipher. So it seems as if she's, like you said, Stevie, just shine away from it because she's been inundated her entire life by being called the bad one. Not her sister's the miracle child. She's the murderer.
Yeah.
So there's been not one positive thing. Look, Aunt Pam ran away from her earlier this season. So she's been beaten down by this allegation that she's the cause of everybody's dismay and misfortune. So the only time she actually feels useful was, with Jordan most of the time. And this season, just like a good pep talk from Cipher of all people. So why would I want to accept that from the guy I plan on killing at some point this season? So it's a dichotomy of, what do I do here? Who am I really? And I think this season really was about trying to find out who she really is, who she is outside of her powers and who she is with her powers. So it's a very interesting mix as we went along this season so far.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it definitely feels like a tug of war between herself and who she thinks she's supposed to be and who people want her to be as well. Like it's constant back and forth. And I mean, she even said herself, you know, like, because they were asking, like, how did you do that? Like, how did you know how to do that? And she was like, I just remember everything Cipher taught me. And I'm like, oh God. I'm like, here we go. Oh shit. Like,
That's how it starts.
Everybody's dead. Great.
Do we think there's gonna be a turn in her? Like a turn?
We've said that from the beginning this season.
Yeah,
at least I have.
It's like, it reminds me of, like, you know, sometimes when you feel like you ever see you see movies and you see films where sometimes the good guys can have a certain agenda, and then all of a sudden the agenda gets misconstrued, and you're like, wait, I thought that's not how we did things. And then there is no greater or lesser evil. It's just like it's just a battle of two evils trying to figure things out. And I'm like, man, maybe she just turns to the other side and then we're all back confused. Who knows? But I don't know. I think there could be a lot. I did also, Stevie, your theory that you had about Annabeth being like a shapeshifter, like, because I was like, how does she know where to go? Like, how does she know?
Yeah,
You've been here before. I was like, oh, okay. Why are you not listening to her? Like, she don't know where to go, y'all. So, and I think they called her a precog, right?
Precog.
Right. So that was basically the definition of what Annabeth is. Basically, that she can see visions, but she can't do anything to stop them, and she doesn't also know when they're going to happen.
She's a clairvoyant.
Right.
Yeah.
She's Raven Simone, and that's basically is what I'm watching right now. But Raven Simone never died, so there we go. So yeah, so this episode definitely takes a lot of twists and turns. And speaking of twists, while they're in the school, at Polarity's house, he's just waking up from his most recent tremor terror. I don't know what to call it. I guess seizure, I guess you can call it. And as he awakes, who's there waiting for him? Cipher. Of course he is, right? What else you got to do? And he's basically trying to pull information out of Polarity, trying to figure out where is Marie? Like, where is everybody? I know you have some type of special contact. And Polarity's like, no, I'm not gonna give you anything. And in doing so, Cipher flexes his power even more and turns Polarity into a puppet. Because I believe one of the girls from the Starlight campaign, I don't remember her name specifically. She's the one with the little mouse tail that can, like,
the chameleon
power. Yeah, the chameleon, like, powers for like a few seconds or so. I've never seen a chameleon tail like that. Still confuses me. But she contacts Polarity, and while Polarity's on the phone, we see Cipher is moving his mouth in the background, meaning he's actually taking over Polarity and grabbing all this information to figure out where Marie is, and who contacted them. So at that point, we're like, oh man, we're screwed, right? Like, nothing's gonna help. And since they found out that they're at school, they decided to send the Viking. I don't know his name. Like,
he's just the Viking.
The Viking.
He's just the Viking dude. Yeah.
Big Scourge.
Viking guy. Scourge.
Yeah.
Big Scourge. And he basically shows up at the school, and it is basically a fight for everyone's life. Of course, they're trying to get Kate, helpless Kate. She ain't got no damn powers, let's be honest here. She just hurt. He's like, yuck. And also Annabeth. So I mean, we don't know the extensiveness of Annabeth's powers. Maybe she'll develop something later on. But right now, she's like Oracle in the Batcave. Okay, that's it. That's the only power she got right now. She can just feed information. So of course Jordan steps up and he's throwing hands. He's fighting, or they are fighting the Viking. And then Sam decides, hey, I'm gonna step in. I'm obviously one of the strongest people here. And we start to see Sam is getting whooped.
Yeah.
But Sam isn't like regular getting whooped. Sam is just like
he's getting walked.
He's getting like wrung out like a old wash rat. I'm like, my God. And in the final part of that scene, he gets thrown out of a window where they're like in the courtyard. And we see this little girl walk up to the Viking, and we're like, in my head, I'm like, girl, you better get out of there. Like, what is the school's closed? I thought. I'm like, shoo. And he even says, he's like, shoo, little girl, or something. And the girl proceeds to open her mouth, and 2 or 4 like alien resurrection like things,
serpents,
tremors. Looks like the mini version of Tremors comes out of her mouth and just slices his whole face off. And I'm pretty sure eats some of it. And of course, she's covered in blood. And when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh man, I've seen this power before. Like, it's very strange. And come to find out, it is actually Victoria Newman's daughter, Zoe. And I'm like, how the hell Zoe's ass even get here? And of course, we got my man Giancarlo Esposito pulling up in the background. Did not think I was going to see him in this season at all, to be honest with you. Maybe the boys' final season, but not this one. And he introduces himself as Stan Edgar, the former CEO of VOT. And it's almost like a Terminator moment. Like, if you want to come with me if you want to. I was like, oh, okay. And of course, Marie makes the deal only if my friends can come too. She's like, I don't care. Like, Marie has to realize that she has the power to do and say whatever she wants, as long as she cooperates with the people that are trying to help her. That's basically just the gist of it. When you guys saw Victoria Newman's daughter Zoe pop back up in this episode, as well as Stan Edgar, what did that make you hopeful for? Or like, what were your feelings seeing him in this season? Now, I'll start with you, Stevie.
When I saw a little girl, I really had no idea who she was. So I was like, who is she? And then I saw the powers and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, that was her. Yeah. Her daughter. But I'm excited. I feel like whatever they're doing here is setting up for the boys. So in their final season, maybe they're like an Avengers moment where Gen V and the boys come together to go fight the evil soups. So I'm excited. I also like seeing Giancarlo Esposito again. I really want to see his character and Cipher in a room together. I think that would be an interesting band. I feel like Cipher was his character in this season. Like, that's smart, like cunning, sly, manipulator.
On the strings.
So I want to see them interact. So maybe we'll see that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. What do you think, Damien?
Well, when the little girl ate the Viking's face, I yelled out, "What the F?" So that was the first thing I said. Because the boys and Gen V have a propensity to surprise you with a gory shot out of nowhere. So this was one of those out of nowhere, like an RKO situation. Like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And I always love seeing Giancarlo on my screen. So when he sauntered on out, I said, oh, hell yeah, now we're getting good. Okay. And then the Come With Me, You Want to Live. Well, what cracked me up, and I'll briefly touch on this if you want to talk on it further. Breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
My man. He is, every role he plays, he is so calm. Like you said, Steve, just real even keel to the point where he's coming up as a psychopath or a sociopath on the low. So take all these kids to his house while taking care of his granddaughter, right? And her taking care of him. It's like, yeah, you guys can go shower because you stink, right? But I really want
literally.
So I just love his, I'll say, duality of the performance, because on one hand, Stan Edgar is what Stevie described, and on the other hand, he's also displaced, trying to still find his way back to Vought. So he wants Soups to still be profitable. So he doesn't benefit for Soups being dead, right? So this is all in an attempt to power play. So watching him go from, I want to say, doting grandfather to just cooking breakfast to, so how we're going to kill Homelander is on a dime. And I find that to be of the utmost perfection in an actor.
Yeah. I like you said, his presence on screen is just, it's just so narcissistically calm, and it's like, you know what? It's like, okay, I know this is going to be really good when I see him on screen. He doesn't have to say anything, but when he's there and you start hearing him talk, it's like, I agree whatever you're saying, Mr. Esposito. And it's funny, like his flexes, right? Like you said, like, of course they go down in the bunker and he's like, who's hungry? Let's get frittatas, right? And then he's like, I paid what's it called, a handsomely 6-figure salary to teach me, and I never get to cook for people. And I'm like, why did you have to say all that? Like, you could have just cooked us food, right? Like, you gave us a whole backstory. Now I want to know, how'd you meet that guy? How did he go? Where did you guys cook at? How long was the training? It's like he's adding more layers to the story than I need, but it's good because it just builds up the characterization of Stan Edgar, so I thought it was funny that he has 2 first names at first, but now it's like, man, that's it's a powerful dude. And I always thought like the character of Stan Edgar was very not odd, but out of place, because he is one of the most powerful people in a world, and he has no powers. Right. It's just a guy that just
the power of money,
money, and the power of words, honestly, because like he can, and manipulation as well. Like, I mean, because even doing so in this episode, they say that this is a trust building exercise, right? Like he says like, hey, who knows how to dice a tomato, right? Who wants to help me cook? And Kate basically jumps out there and says like, this is basically a training exercise. Like, he cooks for us, he gains our trust, and then he's able to ask us to do a favor for him. And he's basically like, well, I'm just hungry, so if you don't want breakfast, then it doesn't matter, okay? But and they even call it the Vought playbook, right? I mean, and who was the writer of the Vought playbook was that guy right there. So hard to trust him, honestly, and I don't know which way he's gonna go. But in doing so in this episode, he kind of reveals his intentions and what he really wants, and he basically comes out and says that he wants Marie. He wants to use her as some way for him to get back to seize control of Vought, because he says it's not that I'm not going to take over Vought. I am, and I will take back Vought at some point. Like, it doesn't matter what obstacles in front of me. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to take over it. And there's so many different things to his disposal, and it's a weird conversation that even Zoe, the granddaughter, says to Annabeth, because she says that, okay, her mom died, and they're having a moment talking about how both of their parents passed away, and Zoe makes a comment that says like, yeah, and I'm pretty sure my dad is dead too, because my grandpa can find anybody. Yeah. We know that the dad died. Stan was there, but he's not gonna tell her that. So I'm like, because he didn't like the dad in the first place. So I'm like, lying ass Stan again. Here we go.
Just Gus Frig all over.
Like, your ass. Something else, boy. So I don't know. This whole episode was kind of crazy. And we also get to see that Emma and Sam really wants to push the fact, I think, of a relationship with Emma. But Emma is kind of okay where she is, I think. I don't think she's really looking for anything or with anybody, because if she was, she probably would have pursued Greg pretty hard right now.
Right.
No pun intended. So I'm just like, I don't know. Do you guys think there's going to be a moment where she's going to have to choose between Sam and Greg? And if so, what choice will she make? I'll start with you, Stevie.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some point where she gets back with Sam. I feel like they hint at it a little bit. Maybe not this season, but somewhere down the line. Like, I feel like it might be a thing.
Yeah. What do you think, Damien?
I still hold true that Greg might be some sort of snitch. some sort of insider, something along those lines. So until I'm proven otherwise, I feel as if it's going to come down to, hey, new guy who might be evil, or Sam, the evil that you know, right? The devil I know versus the devil I don't. And because she has a soft spot for Sam, I can see her just saying, yeah, I'm gonna go back here because this is where my friends and family, for lack of a better term, started in Gen V. So go back to the old reliable. Yeah. Now that Sam is getting his mental stuff together, remember, I don't want to gloss over that. Since last episode, or because of last episode, he seemed a lot more in control this episode, not losing his temper at the drop of a hat, wanting to kill everybody and their mama. So where was that during the fight with the Viking, though? I'll never know. But just seeing it play out was impressive because that just shows character growth. And I like it.
Did it say that he was taking meds? Did he say that in the episode? I thought I heard that.
I don't know. I mean, maybe when he was like having the conversation with Emma in the.
I think so. I thought he said I'm taking
that would make sense then. I mean, that would make sense then. That's fine because in my head, I'm thinking like, all right, if they get back together, man, like this is a relationship that was rooted off of like lust and needs, right? And it's like, we probably don't want to do this again. Like, we probably shouldn't do this again, most likely. And the only thing healthy that I pray to God is not a snitch, Greg. Lord, please don't let him be a snitch, because that shit is gonna tear up her goddamn self-esteem. Because it's like, all right, the one dude who's normal, who does like me, who wants me, he don't want me. He don't want me. He want me because he's trying to get close to this whole circle, you know. So that
and that's the reason why she won't pick him. He's too perfect. That's why she's gonna go to the other one.
She needs the flaws. She needs the trauma.
Jesus. All right. Well, we tried, Emma. We tried. We was rooting for you. In doing so a little bit in this episode, we kind of peer back and see what's going on with the interrogation session between Cipher and Polarity. And I believe there was a statement that he said in there. Let me see. I wrote it down because it was like something that actually broke him. Okay, he says that the only reason that your son didn't survive is because he was having like the little seizures in between, and he says that his little body just couldn't give up, or his body couldn't stand the pressure that was being put through. So in doing so, he's trying to say that like, Polarity, you're probably going to die very soon too. And bringing up anything about someone's son who just passed is probably the worst thing to say to someone that has powers. Like, I'm like, and somehow he's able to break the control of Cipher, which it seemed like a electromagnetical charge that he pushed out of his hands, and then was able to like push the wavelengths out from his body back into Cipher and throw Cipher out the window. And when we peer back over the window, or Polarity does, we see that. I wrote it down. I thought it was really funny because it's very strange to write stuff that sounds like it says that Cipher disappeared into the night. Like a novel.
Like a
disappeared into the night. He's
novel.
gone with the wind. Like, oh my God. Is he all right? But then we also see that this conversation that or the files that Stan Edgar actually has on Cipher is kind of astounding, because there's a conversation between all of them and Marie and the whole entire gang, and they're actually letting him know that there is someone in a hyperbolic chamber that he's storing, that he has in his basement, and they're trying to figure out who it is. And they make kind of like an assumption that possibly could be Thomas Godolkin, right? That's like where we first started to hear, like, you know, Godolkin, we've heard about him through the whole entire 2 seasons, but now there's a possibility that he could still be alive, which would make a lot of sense to a lot of us now. And why this dude is like Raisin Bran almost, you know, so that makes sense. He reminds me of like those granola bars, you know, like where the crumbs get all over the place.
Oh no! Yes, the Nutri-Valley bars where they just break on.
Yeah, we call those a fucking mess. That's what I call those at my house. So they're having this conversation, and he's sharing these files saying that if Godolkin is alive, that Marie is no longer the key to taking back over Vought, but whatever is in Thomas Godolkin's mind could be the key to defeating Homelander, as well as controlling all the soups all over the world. And that's really, really, now we start to figure out, okay, that's what Stan Edgar's really like. That's what he really wants. He wants to help Marie because he thinks she's the most powerful. But once he realizes that she possibly might not be the most powerful, his motives change, right? I mean, he's still willing to help, but he's like, all right, well, I got a pawn on my side now, but now I'm still trying to get to the king or to the queen. A lot of chess being played on this show. It's crazy. And in doing so, Jordan and Marie are still trying to hash things out and trying to figure out what's their next move and what are they going to do next. In doing so, there's a moment where they're having a conversation in bed, and Jordan's like, you know what, we need to get some sleep. Jordan must be a hard sleeper, because shortly after they fall asleep, Marie gets up and decides that I'm out. I need to go handle this on my own. And I need to get back to Godolkin University so that I can either take down Cipher so that everyone can be safe, and most importantly, so that her sister can be safe. Do you think this was a justifiable act for her, or should she have stuck with the team? In doing so, also, that Kate decided to follow her, who has 0 powers, which is not going to really help. But she says in a moment also that you can heal me, right? And Marie looks at her and doesn't say anything, because I think Marie thinks like, oh, she's going to try to like change my mind probably if I touch her. So she says, you can heal me. And she's like, and just walks off, and Kate decides to follow her. Do you feel like them going off on their own as desperados is a good act, or it's very selfish in doing so? I'll start with you, Damien.
It's selfish masked in altruism, right? It's one of those things where I'm doing it so to protect you all kind of bit, right? We all know that type of hero that thinks their self-sacrifice is enough to save their friends and family.
Yeah.
In her case, she knows Cipher wants her. So she thinks, like this whole episode, people's like, all right, I really want you. I don't really want your friends. So she kind of took that to heart in a way and said, oh, word, you want me? Cool. I'm going to go by myself now to protect everybody else, because who knows what Cipher may pull out or use against her if she's fighting Cipher to the death. Right. Now, for me personally, the fact that she took Kate, it just means, again, on paper, she doesn't care if Kate lives or dies. Even though Kate's already been to the basement and seen, Crunchy Man. But it's one of those things where she doesn't really care if Kate lives or dies. She basically made it known about not healing her. So, cool. You're only here because A, I need to know where you're going. And B, if you die, to quote Ivan Drago, you die. Yeah. So for me, it's one of those things where she's trying to be the hero, but in reality, it just comes across as selfish. If we go all the way back to the beginning of the season, where they documented the fact that she escaped last year and didn't come back for anybody to say, I was trying to protect everyone. No, you weren't. You were saving your own ass. Yeah. So in this case, it seems as if it's the same thing, masked as trying to be a good friend.
Yeah. What did you think, Stevie?
Yeah, I think that too. I think it was a little bit selfish, but also she is trying to help in the sense, because he only does just want her, but I also felt like it was kind of selfish because you kind of just left your sister again. Like, you just got her back and then you left her to go do this thing. And, I do see that only Cipher doesn't want her, but then what's your plan after that? You could already see that this guy is like super smart. He's always 10 steps ahead of you. So it's like, what are you gonna do alone? I feel like it's better in numbers, if you have more people. At least it's more people that can help you. And I don't know if Kate went with her because they're both gonna do it together. I didn't take it as that. I thought that maybe the next episode, maybe the majority part of it would be a Kate and Marie episode. Maybe she tries to convince her to come back, or there's moments where she does give her back her powers, so she is a little bit more useful in the final episode of this. So that's what That's what I took from it when she went there with her.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, honestly, because I mean, you think about it, Kate is not a power player. She has to surround herself with power players for her to be able to like succeed and for her to be showcased, you know, and be appreciated. So for her aligning herself with what we know now to be the most powerful person on this show, probably besides Homelander, if not stronger, that's where she's gonna go. So of course she's gonna, if they lead, she's gonna follow. I think the crazy part is like when they were like, I nitpick too much. So like I'm watching the episode and I'm seeing like Marie walk out of this high security bunker. It wasn't one damn lock, one damn alarm. I'm like
nothing.
What? So Homelander can't get in, but a random robber, yeah, he'll be in a few minutes. Yeah, perfect. This will pan out. And that's kind of where our episode kind of ends. The two girls going on the road by themselves on foot, back to Godolphin University. At least that's where we think they're going. Yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. I think, like you said, this is definitely, or like you both said, it's kind of a filler episode, but it lets us know that the next two episodes have really got to come hard for sure. Like they got to be good. So yeah, was there anything we missed out on that you guys want to point out from this episode that you really liked, or I feel like we covered it all?
No, I think we hit everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. But yeah, everybody at home, make sure you check out Gen V Season 2, Episode 6, which is premiering Wednesday, October 8th, only on Prime Video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you can be the first ones to know about new content that we drop on a week-to-week basis. And make sure you follow us at biggoldbeltmedia.com. Until next time, peace.
Anxieties.